Welcome back. A promising ski season is now underway at one of BC's largest and iconic ski resorts. Whistler Blackcomb opened its hills earlier than expected as more snow fell on the mountains. For a closer look, we're joined by Belinda Trembath, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at the Whistler Blackcomb Ski Resort. Belinda, thank you so much for joining us. What's the weather like in Whistler right now?
Actually, it's snowing a little bit up top this morning, and we're expecting that we'll have snow to the village by mid-morning this morning. We're expecting a storm to come in overnight. So conditions are looking good ahead of the weekend.
And how much snow is on the slopes right now?
So we're sitting on a base of just around a metre. We've had about 300 centimetres so far this season. And to put that into context, we would normally get about 10 metres of snow on average. And so we're looking really, really good for this time of the year. Conditions have just been fantastic. So, the accumulation of snow in the high alpine particularly is very favourable for this time of the year.
Sounds fabulous. What kind of season are you expecting?
Look, I think, all signs so far, we're in for a great season, here and right across the western part of Canada. It's really looking very, very positive with good early snowfalls. We've had some very favourable snowmaking conditions as well, and that's allowed us to make snow right down to our base areas. And we're looking forward to opening our home trails this weekend. So skiers will be able to ski right down to the village and enjoy some après at the end of their day.
What proportion of your visitors book in advance and come regardless of what the conditions are like, and what proportion waits until it's clear that that the weather is beautiful before they come?
Our company started selling seasons passes well in advance, over a decade ago now, and guests get the best value by buying in advance. And what that now sees is 75% of our guests are committed up front but well before the season starts. And so, where the conditions are good, they'll come out. But also what we're finding these days is that even if conditions are not as strong, they'll still come out for a couple of hours and have a ski. So I think any business you're in, if you've got, 75% of your customers, or in our case, our guests, committed prior to the season, then that really does allow you to run a very sustainable business.
What proportion of your guests come from outside Canada? And a second part of that question, how much of a benefit is a weak Canadian dollar, which is now at its lowest level versus at least the US dollar in 4.5 years?
Yeah, look, I think, particularly Whistler Blackcomb and other resorts here in Western Canada do enjoy a reasonable proportion of guests from outside of the country. And that extends not just to the US. And of course, we're looking very much to encourage visitors from the States to come up and take advantage of the weaker Canadian dollar against the greenback. But of course, we attract guests from all around the world. As you can tell from my accent, I'm Australian, and we look forward to welcoming a lot of Australians in January, which is their peak season holiday month for their summer, and of course guests across from Europe as well. And we now have 2 resorts in Switzerland as part of the Vail Resorts portfolio, and looking forward to perhaps some more Europeans heading across this way too.
Japan, also a major market for your resorts, correct?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat that question?
I'm sorry, I spoke too quickly. Japanese skiers also like to come to Whistler Blackcomb in fairly large numbers, correct?
Yeah, look, historically they have, but I think, we've definitely seen some shifts in the market from Asia, and looking forward to encouraging the Japanese to come back to Whistler Blackcomb. And of course, we have a large population in Vancouver itself of folks that originate from different parts of Asia, and we're seeing those folks ski in much larger numbers as well, which is really encouraging for the health of the industry as we look to encourage, folks from diverse multicultural backgrounds to come up and enjoy all that the mountains have to offer.
We're looking at images of Whistler Blackcomb as you are speaking, video images, and to a new skier, an inexperienced skier, it looks like pretty daunting stuff. I'm sure there is lots of opportunity for skiers who are less experienced to enjoy and to develop their skiing skills, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing that people can do when they come to Whistler Blackcomb is just to enjoy the gondola experience. Of course, the Peak to Peak gondola, which I think it celebrated its 16th birthday just yesterday, is an extraordinary experience and a great way for people just to familiarise themselves with the high alpine. And then, we have a number of fabulous learning areas for people to be able to put skis or a snowboard on for the first time. And even before that, our tube park will open in the next week or so. And so there's lots of activities for people to participate in and to be able to immerse themselves in the skiing and snowboarding experience and do that in a very progressive way.
And renting skis or snowboards is easy to do as well? Do people need to book well ahead?
They do. I mean, I think generally speaking, people should book in advance, and that's the best way to get the best value from any sort of ski package. We've got lessons available for all ages. There are children starting today here on Blackcomb Mountain. They're as young as 3 years old, and families should definitely plan in advance. We have a lot of great information on our website. Tourism Whistler also have fabulous information for folks that are looking for that first time experience and to really make the most of the packages that are available.